Hello there everybody and welcome back to Movie Squirm. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 2025 film Predator Badlands, and it's directed by Dan Trachtenberg and stars Elle Fanning. After being cast out of its clan, a young predator hunts a terrifying beast to claim as a trophy and to prove his father wrong. Now the Predator franchise is a pretty strong one, isn't it? I absolutely love the first film, and the last one we got was probably my second favourite entry, which is of course from the same director as this film. But I was a bit sceptical and worried going into this one, even with him in the director's chair, because it was going to be a 12A, and also we had to ask to get on board with the Predator as a character, and it's all been taken from his perspective and everything, and I didn't really know how to feel about that. I thought, oh, is this going to be a huge misfire? But I went to see it, and I can safely say that all my fears were quashed. Now this script felt very fresh. It would have been so easy to do what Prey did and just jump to another time period and have the Predator turn up there. A lot of fans were actually saying, this is what we can just do from now on, because that opened up a whole load of possibilities and you can make many movies like that. But to not do it straight away, I know Predator Killer of Killers does in animated form, but to not do this straight away and still come up with something new was a brave take, I think, but one that seriously paid off. I really like it when franchises mix it up and bring something new and original that hasn't been done before. Some of my favourite Halloween films are actually ones that a lot of people don't really like because they do something different. But yeah, man, I was just so nice to see this film series going in a new direction. And I was totally on board with the new Predator deck. The film lays the groundwork very early on to get you on his side, because his father, who he basically needs to prove wrong, is 100 times worse of a person or alien than he is. It's kind of reminded me of the same scenario of Saw X. I had no intentions of getting on the side of John Kramer walking into that, and by the end I was cheering him on. So yeah, I was glad that that happened, because I was thought, I don't know if I can get on board with a violent killer who his sport is hunting people down, basically. Also, the age rating, didn't even notice it very quickly into this film. There is too much entertainment, too many great action scenes, and too much fun to be had that it just becomes an afterthought. And part of me is actually happy now that kids can go and see this awesome Predator film. There are certain franchises I wouldn't like it to happen with, if they brought Nightmare on Elm Street back or anything. But yeah, I'd be happy even if the next movie is 12A now, if it's half as good as this. I'm going to say this death planet is so well designed that our character Deck goes to hunt this beast. I mean, there is danger around every corner. Even blades of grass are sharp that can slice you up. So he's just got to be careful, every step of the way there. And I think that was really good for the viewer as well, because you don't know what's coming next. Anything can be, the demise of Deck, basically. But what I really liked and how clever the script is that he starts to use this planet to his advantage with some quick, smart thinking. And I just thought that was really good writing there. I gotta say, the world is visually stunning. I'm not usually a fan of CGI-heavy films. I think Avatar does it best. But, man, it was just never really a problem. Apart from one thing, which I'm going to speak about in a minute. I mean, just jaw-dropping to look at, I thought. The design of this planet, that is so well-crafted, is absolutely brought to life on screen. Now, there are a few comedic moments which, again, may give people some fears, but it worked. There was a lot of times I actually laughed in this movie, and it just adds to the fun and entertainment value that the movie brings, but it's never over the top. I don't think it was done too much. It was just dropped in at all the right moments. However, it does feel like Marvel-esque humor at times, so if that's not your thing, just beware that going in. And the score to this film, man, it was just blazing through my ears. I absolutely loved the whole sound of this film. Just awesome epicness. When things are happening on screen, you just hear that boom, 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 boom. Just this score that absolutely just drills into your head, and you're like, man, first thing I do when I'm going home is finding this soundtrack. And there are two great side characters in this film with Elle Fanning and Bud. Now, Elle Fanning is this destroyed robot. She's kind of lost her legs, so the Predator's got to carry her around everywhere on his back, and that might not seem like a very Predator-ish thing to do. He is hesitant at first, but the movie makes him see this robot as more of a tool to help him along the way. You know, no emotion there or anything with the two characters, but I really liked how that emotion and that connection actually started to come together while the movie went on. And, it was just a weird chemistry, a robot and a predator, but just works. Also, the character of Deck was so funny and, just a great, awesome sidekick to help this predator kick some ass. I mean, this just feels like an old-fashioned blockbuster that lots of people are going to have fun with at the cinema, especially with the 12A rating. There's going to be kids going here and everything. But yeah, it just reminded me when films were just didn't give a fuck and there weren't too much to say, in the social commentary or anything. It just goes there and sets out to have fun and nothing else. And there were a few things that bothered me about this film. Nothing too heavy, but I gotta say the pace of this film in the first hour was non-stop. And I was like, man, this is like a train and I can't get off. It's not stopping at any stations. But then in the third act, or as the third act starts, it does slow down a little bit and start to lose a little bit momentum. Thankfully, it does pick up at the end again, but I kind of just wish the whole pacing was the exact same for the runtime. And I did say this film is visually stunning, but there is one letdown here, and that is the CGI with Bud. It was a bit jarring at times, and sort of, you just knew you were watching a computer animated person there, or creature, and it was a little bit off-putting at times. But, because the character is so charming and funny, you kind of just push it to the side a little bit, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Also, this beast that the Predator is hunting is built up to be like this monstrous thing that no one can kill, and it is the most terrifying species or creature in the whole universe. And I was kind of let down when we seen it. I mean, I actually had to say to myself, oh, is this the thing he's hunting? When he was in the middle of a fight with it. And yeah, I just wish that was bettered there in that department. But there are also other villains in this movie that play a more important part, let's say. I'm going to say the movie is a little bit predictable. I mean, I kind of seen where things were going to go with certain characters and sort of how the movie was going to end. But still a ton of fun. Dan Trachtenberg has striked again, hasn't he? I mean, we've got to start giving this guy more movies. My favourite film by him is actually 10 Cloverfield Lane, the very first film he done. What a tight-knit thriller that is. But he kind of didn't do another movie till Prey, and I'm sure there was like a 10-year gap there or something. I can't quite remember when 10 Cloverfield Lane came out, what year it was. I think it was 2011, but I'm not sure. But, man, he has got everything in his locker to make way more movies, and we need to start giving this guy more films for sure. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give Predator Badlands an 8.5 out of 10. One of the best blockbusters of the year. Okay guys, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for Predator Badlands is that the Whaling Corp actually makes an appearance in this movie with a lot of the technology that these androids and stuff are using. And that to me just says an Aliens vs Predator movie by Dan Trachtenberg is coming very soon. Don't quote me on that, but that's just a feeling I got. And I'm not against it because I think it could be actually quite awesome. After initially not really wanting one, but after seeing this, yeah, I'm kind of on board now. Okay guys, hope you all enjoyed this review. Don't forget to leave your comments down below and give this video a like and subscribe to this channel if horror is your sort of thing. I know this isn't really a horror movie, but on my channel now I'm kind of doing horror, sci-fi, dark dramas and thrillers. Hence the tagline, the dark side of cinema in my bio. So just a heads up there in future. Thanks so much guys. You all take care and I'll see you all in the next video.